So I asked this question in our community tab here, and I really do think there is a case for Sony to make a PS Vita 2 here in 2021 and compete directly against the Nintendo Switch. Now we know they came out with the PS Vita a while ago, and truthfully speaking, they didn't really have their hearts in it. They weren't really putting themselves behind it like they needed to, because Nintendo really puts their heart and soul behind a handheld gaming console. They treat that as a separate full console ecosystem. There's really a whole lot of ports and things like that that are just going to it. They dump dedicated games and games designed for the 3DS and the DS, and right now the Switch, since everything's kind of coming together as one. Sony really didn't do that with the PS Vita, and that's something, if they were to make a PS Vita 2, is something they would have to nail. But what they did nail with the Vita was the multimedia experience, which I think is something that the Nintendo Switch is pretty lacking right now. Specifically, when I was talking earlier in my short about the Netflix on Nintendo 3DS being shut down, and there really isn't any Netflix solution on the Switch just yet. It'll probably come down the line, but they're lacking in some of these things like Bluetooth headset connectivity, the streaming applications, and things like that people really want to have a quality experience with and have a good handheld gaming experience. And yes, I get it. You can do these things on mobile phones and in tablets, but those are mobile gaming solutions, and phones and tablets aren't designed to be a gaming console or gaming device. They can do that, but that's not its main function. And there's still something about having a dedicated gaming device. You just pick up and play, and that's the one thing that it does. I think it's still a very valuable thing, and I think that's something that Sony can do here with a PS Vita 2. It would definitely need to have, one of the things definitely to have besides the multimedia together or the streaming apps and SD cards to support any sort of content that you put on it. It will definitely need to have the ability to have a 4G or 5G connection. I think that would be crucial for it to stand out, to be able to game in that way, stream in that way, and watch content in that way as well too. Just all on one sort of encompassing device to give you everything sort of right there with it. I'm basically describing a smartphone here, but this is a gaming, and gaming phones haven't really caught on as well as I think people would like to, but something that's really good for this sort of thing. And Sony's had this experience with the PSP phone in the past, the PS Vita, PlayStation Portable. They have the components there. They just need to put this stuff together and make it work all in one. And I really think they could do it as long as they dedicate time, make stuff for that console, put their heart and soul behind it, and make sure you can get that user base, which I think there is a user base out here that will be looking for something like this. I think it would be really crucial for them to get all those PlayStation Store games that are dedicated, that you only download from the PlayStation Store, and indie games to be able to be played on there as well too, which I think would be a crucial thing to have. Getting PS1, PS2, PS3 games on there, maybe not PS3, but you get the idea. Being able to get some games downloadable on there from those old games, and also being able to stream on there as well too. A PS Now would be a very, very good thing, especially with a 4G or even 5G connectivity with it. I think being able to not only have that, but the hardware's got to be there with obviously 1080p screen, maybe a 60 frames per second, maybe high refresh rate, who knows. Good battery life, storage on it, good controls, everything sort of all in one package dedicated to gaming and entertainment. I think Sony could do, because they have all that in their repertoire. Everything you just sort of need in there with it to be able to do something pretty cool like this. They could probably maybe even add some cameras and some extra things in there, some motion controls. There's a lot of things I think Sony could do here to compete against Nintendo, who's lacking in some of these specific things here I was talking about, especially in the entertainment side of things. In terms of the apps, it's a little dry on that. The back catalog is still not the best in terms of getting access to GameCube games and Wii games. Those are things that Sony could really add on in here to do. So instead of making those little mini PCs, not mini PCs, but mini consoles like they did with the PS1, they could realistically make a PS Vita 2 that would give you all of that in there, plus new stuff down the line as well too. But who knows? There's no word on this just yet. This is just sort of me rambling my thoughts and talking about this sort of my thoughts on this based upon the community tab poll that I put over there. Thanks to everyone that sort of talked there on that. We have a ton of PlayStation stuff we talk about here, especially with the PS5, so you can check out some of these videos here as well. We talk about Xbox 2 and tech, so wherever you go within here and have suggestions, I'll meet you over there. Thanks for watching.